Hi, I'm Jamie Franks, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to the Roughneck Firearms RF15. In the AR market today, the most difficult thing to convince somebody is that every AR-15 is not just another run-of-the-mill AR-15. So what I want to show you is why the RF15 is something special. Alright, looks like I'm out of ammo. This model is the RF15. This is pretty much the kind of the entry-level offering from Roughneck Firearms. Going front to back, it features the Lantac Dragon, which comes standard on all Roughneck Firearms rifles. This one has a 14.7-inch match grade barrel chambered in 5.56 NATO. Has a 15-inch free float Keymod handguard. The Bolt Carrier Group is a mil-spec M16 Bolt Carrier Group, but the bolt has been headspaced to the barrel. Each rifle has a bolt that's headspaced to its barrel. This rifle comes with a CMC Single-Stage Trigger. You have your choice of CMC or Geisley triggers. Battle Arms Development fire controls, B5 SOP mod stock, and a Magpul grip. There actually is a lot of engineering and custom gunsmithing that goes into this rifle. And the first thing that caught my eye is that if you lock the action open and you hold this rifle up to your cheek and you send that bolt home, it locks together like a blast door closing at NORAD. I mean, I've never seen another rifle that that locks up that solid and that tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this rifle to the test. Now, this rifle is intended to be just a standard kind of high-end carbine battle rifle. Now, in the Navy, the standard definition for a battle rifle is a rifle that's capable of accurately engaging a point target out to 300 meters and an area target out to 500. A point target being, an adult male human, and an area target being something like a vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this thing to the test. I'm going to test it for accuracy, and then I'm going to test it at distance. This rifle, as you see it right here, is the way it comes from Roughneck Firearms. He includes 6 magazines, a Patriot case, all kinds of cool extras. But for all intents and purposes, this rifle, as you see it right here, is the way it would come from Roughneck Firearms. As tested, all I did is I put a rail riser on here, and because I wanted to use the same PFI Rapid Reticle 900 series scope off my 308, and then I put a bipod on here so I could shoot from prone. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the range, and I'm going to test this rifle out for accuracy using 7 different types of ammo.
So let's get started on the 100-yard line. The first ammo I tested was Federal 55 grain full metal jacket. This was the lowest performing ammo of the bunch, coming in at 1.03 MOA, so right at 1 MOA with a pretty low quality ammo. The next was the Hornady 75 grain match grade, which I was surprised to see only came in at 0.78 MOA. This made me worry a little bit. The Hornady 55 grain VMAX got a little bit better, coming in at 0.67 MOA accuracy out of this gun. Here you can see where I shot 3, made an adjustment on the scope and shot 3 more, and this came in at 0.49 MOA. This was the first ammo to come in under that half MOA mark. Now moving on to the Spear Gold Dot 64 grain soft point, now we're coming in solidly under that half MOA mark, coming in at 0.48. This was the big surprise of the group, was the PMC Bronze 55 grain full metal jacket boat tail. I got 0.39 MOA accuracy out of this ammunition. This was no surprise at all that the Salt Dog LLC Premium Match Grade 69 grain Bowtail Hollow Point was the big winner, coming in at 0.29 MOA. You have to remember, I'm shooting prone off a ruck, so I feel confident in saying this gun is very capable of quarter MOA accuracy.
Alright, so that does it for the accuracy testing. The top 3, as you saw, for accuracy were the Spear 64 grain Gold Dot ammunition, the PMC Bronze 55 grain full metal jacket boat tail ammunition, which was a huge surprise to me, and the Salt Dog LLC Premium Match Grade OFP Matchworks 69 grain Boattail hollow point. That ammunition, this gun produced a .29 MOA group, and actually all of that was repeatable. Through the accuracy testing, I put about 300 rounds through this gun. I shot way more than the groups you just saw. The groups I chose to include in this video were just strictly representative groups and are all repeatable. Shooting off my rucksack from prone, there is some human error involved there, and I was still able to produce about .3 MOA groups. So I feel 100% comfortable in saying that this gun at 100 yards is a quarter-minute gun when paired with the right ammunition. So moving on from accuracy testing, now I'm going to go into distance testing. I want to see how far out this rifle can maintain its accuracy. So I want to demonstrate what the rifle can do, not what the ammo can do. I want to show you what you could do with this gun, what a competent shooter can do with this gun, with just kind of off-the-shelf, commercially available, abundant ammo that's not too expensive. And the PMC bronze is what I'm going to use for the rest of the test going forward. I'm going to go back to the range on a separate day, get a little bit more dope on the gun, and then really stretch the legs on this gun and see what we can get out of it. Again, just a regular U.S. military battle rifle is, needs to hit those point targets at 300 and needs to hit those area targets at 500. The Army's definition of a DMR rifle, or an SPR type rifle, is accurately engaging point targets with sub-MO accuracy from 250 to 500 meters. I would not be surprised to see that kind of accuracy out of this gun based on what I just saw during the accuracy testing. We'll see what happens moving forward with the distance testing.
So heading back to the range, I set myself up on the far end of the firing line, and after verifying my zero, I set my sights on the steel targets on the 200 meter range. I ranged them with my rangefinder at 225 yards. Some quick snapshots of these small targets, verifying my zero once again, verifying my dope, switching over, stacking rounds right on top of each other. With my dope verified, my zero verified, the gun heated up, I thought it would be fun to draw a little jack-o'-lantern face on this bright orange target at 200 meters. Trick or treat, mother effers. Now stepping out to the 300 meter target line, I set my sights on those 4-inch and 8-inch swingers. I ranged them with my rangefinder at 350 yards. This is actually pretty cool. I'm going to engage the targets from right to left. You can actually see the trace of the bullet. It was pretty hot this day. Here's where it really starts to get fun and impressive. Now I'm going to move out to the 385 meter target line, but I ranged it with my rangefinder at 475 yards from my position on the firing line. Here's where you can really see some good bullet trace. Once again, I'm going to engage the targets from right to left. I'm actually going to hit target 1, 2, then 1 again, then 2 again, then attempt the small targets. So now I'm going to run all the way out to the 500 meter line, which from my position on the firing line, I arranged it at 585 yards to those 6-inch and 12-inch swingers. My reticle is in meters, and here you can see where I have the target hold at about 535 meters, which translates to 585 yards. So keep in mind, I'm shooting with a camera rig attached to my scope. That's a hit. The wind's dying just a little bit. My second shot's a miss. You can see the wind pick back up. And my third shot is a hit.
All right, so that wraps it up. I'm really happy with the performance of this gun. Again, this particular model is tested, has the 14.7-inch barrel. You could see I was able to easily engage those targets at 200 meters. I stepped out to the the 300 to 400 meters, 4 to 5, and I believe the last targets I hit per my rangefinder were at 585 from where I was on the shooting line, and I was able to get repeatable hits on that target at 585. Now I did attempt to shoot a target that I ranged at 700, and with that 55 grain ammo and this 14.7-inch barrel, I think the ammunition was just losing way too much velocity at that distance, and I was dancing all around the target. I mean, if it had been a person, I would have scared him to death. I accidentally hit the target a few times, but I was not able to get what I would call repeatable hits. But you know what? 700 yards with a rifle with a 14.7-inch barrel, I mean, that's nothing to shake your head at. Getting those repeatable hits at almost 600 yards was a huge surprise to me. And you could see that the 300, 400 targets were no problem. So even though this is not meant to be an SPR or a DMR rifle, it really does possess that capability, which is a huge surprise for me, especially again with this 14.7-inch barrel and 55 grain ammunition. I was really, really surprised. So I think I've done a pretty good job at proving that this is not just another AR-15, and plain and simply, unless you are a highly skilled and highly trained gunsmith, you can't put this AR together. That's another big thing, is everybody sees an AR-15, they see a Noveske, they see a Roughneck, they see a Tridentis, they see whatever, and they see the price tag on it, and they think to themselves, oh, I could build that rifle, I could put that rifle together for $800. And the fact of the matter is, no, you can't. I've always been a huge Noveske fanboy, and I would clean my safe out of Noveskes and replace it with Roughnecks right now. Nothing against Noveske. Noveske is an excellent rifle, but the precision and smoothness of this gun is unlike any other AR I've ever felt. I would have absolutely no issues taking this rifle on deployment, and I would certainly have no issues running it in competition or carbine course or anything like that. Quick word on reliability. I can't really say much about reliability on this gun. I don't know how many rounds were put through this gun before Roughneck sent it to me, but since I've had it, I've put just under 1,000 rounds through it. I've put about 850, give or take, through it, and 0 times a million is still 0, and I've experienced 0 malfunctions of any kind. I've been using PMags for all the testing, and you saw all the different ammunition I used. 0 malfunctions, none, not a single one. It fed and ejected. This rifle ejects the brass at about 3 o'clock. As you can see, the brass deflector barely has anything on it. I don't know if you can even see that or not. It's a real smooth shooting, solid shooting gun. No reverberations, no harmonics transfer from the gun to the shooter. You don't hear any pings, you don't hear any vibrations. This rifle is just a pleasure to shoot, and it's worth every penny. If you're in the market for a high-end precision AR-15, I would highly suggest looking at Roughneck Firearms. If you do want a rifle that's meant to be a precision rifle, Roughneck Firearms does produce a very, very hyper-accurate and authentic Mark 12 clone, Mark 12 SPR clone. They also offer a 308 AR, the RF10, and then they offer the RF15 here in the 14.7 and the 16-inch barrel in a variety of colors. They have OD green, they have flat dark earth that you see here, they have what they call Roughneck gray, which is really pretty gray color, and of course you can get it boring tactical black. But this is a great rifle. I can't say enough things about it. I don't want this review to sound like it was bought and paid for, but I really, aside from the price tag, you can't say bad about this rifle. But in my opinion, in America, the gun industry is the last industry in America where the saying still holds true that you get what you pay for. If you go down to Bass Pro Shop and you get an AR-15 for $700, well, guess what? You got an AR-15 for cheap, but you're stuck with a cheap AR-15. You're going to pay a little bit more for this one, but this one will last your lifetime and will outshoot anything you get off the shelf at Bass Pro. But anyway, I'm Jamie Franks. This is the Roughneck Firearms RF15. Thanks for watching.